Well, howdy, folks. So, I think there was a bit of a conversation Vince and I were having the other day that said we should show you around the property a little bit, give you an idea of the roads that I'm truck driving around. Well, I'm not driving the truck, but I am going to show you a little bit around. This is what we call the top end of the property. This is the main road here behind. And as you can see, from here, you can't see too much at all. There is actually a tiny home just over the hill there, and a few tents and whatnot down this way. So let's go for a cruise, see what I can show you. So as you can see, real bushland settings, and they are beautiful bushland settings. That's a pad that nobody's started on yet, although it has been turned into a pad. Another one here. This is part of the area we've been working in and clearing up with some of the wood that was dropped. There's another pad over to my left over there, and here's a nice little container home with some folks who are just starting to move in. This is a stunning area down here. I really like this, call it lower end if you like. And we'll go down to Clayton's Court. I'll show you where I dumped the stuff the other day. This is part of the road that I was travelling on with the truck, but that's, believe it or not, it leads up to another block, which is up the top up there. And a magnificent man he is that owns that block. In fact, he's been helping me a great deal. Oh, there's somebody coming down here. I'm going to meet him before we get to the Y junction. And I will meet him here. Here we go. So this takes us down a little deeper into the property. And down under on here on the left-hand side is where I've been working a little while the other day. Just dumped 4 loads down here. This is an area known as Clayton's Court. And well, there's reasoning behind it, which you'll learn once you actually get to the property. There are a couple of blocks left here, if you are at all interested. You can see I sort of missed a little bit there. Beautiful terracing that's been done here, and that'll all be topsoiled out, spread across a couple inches high, and ready for gardens and whatnot. I think the theory is that the house will go in up the top, and there will actually be a little garden down over here on the left where all those rocks are and whatnot, a memorial garden at that. So yeah, this is a beautiful part of the property. And not a lot of people get to see it. In fact, I'd only been down here once until the other day, and I couldn't have found it again if you'd have paid me money. As you can see here, it's pretty dense, the bushland. No shortage of downed wood, fallen wood. A lot of it's staying where it is. We've really only been working on stuff that's, well, certainly problematic for us, stuff that fell in areas that we couldn't really leave it in, or that just looks untidy. So the girls are trying to get that as cleaned up as best as possible, and I'm happy to help. Looks like there's a pile over there we'll be getting to in the not too distant future. That has to be about the most elaborate and creative tent on site, and the guy who lives in that tent's a wonderful fella, big help around the property. Really big help, and of course container home going up across the road. There's more down there to the right, but I'll not bother taking you down there. Now this is the road I've been taking the truck on. Come and enjoy this with me. You have to be a bit careful here at this dip, because it's quite a sharp uptake. If you go fast, you'll bang your nose. Not so much in the truck. Bit of wood down there for us to get into, I guess, although it's down the slope, we mightn't have to bother. And you'll get a good look at where I dumped all the other dirt. So now I almost feel like I'm a semi-qualified dump truck driver. And it's all about putting them where they need it. Oh, here's one of our many crossings. This is probably not doing justice to steepness, but if I show you that's where we're going, and the road up the top over there, that red bit in the middle, that's where we're going. So we're heading down here, and we're pretty much on the same level as that. But this is very steep. You see these piles of dirt up here on the top of the hill? Perfectly dumped, can I just say? And I'm not saying that because it's me saying it. The man who taught me how to dump it is saying that. So there you go, perfectly dumped. All this is going to be turned into another pad for what you can see there is the containers. And this, welcome to it, is our wood yard, our timber yard. And you can see we've got a bit of a timber saw there that we can start doing our woods, planks and other bits and pieces with. And more property off down here, that little road, and down there, but we'll drive down there shortly. Let me just get you out of the car. explain the little white car to you. Well, we can do that while we're driving around here. The little white car that you've just seen, the little Suzuki Grand Vitara. And instead of towing a trailer behind me now, I will be towing this. One of the things we have to be careful for... Oh no, he's calling me through. When we go and do these roads, and it's a bit bumpy going down here, is we meet other things on the way out. That's a water truck there. Well, he's carrying 2 tonne of water, towing 2 tonne of water. He'll go and fill up as required. That's Lincoln, who you may have met in a live the other day. He'll go and fill the others up. Oh, here we are. Hello, goats. So we have a bunch of goats on the property, although we have lost a couple recently, which is a bit sad. And I'm not quite sure where the sheep are, but we'll go and have a look if we can find any of the baby lambs, because we are lambing here at the moment. I'll give you a warm, cuddly fuzzy for a Sunday with a baby lamb. So, yes, a beautiful little billabong here, and our roads, while narrow, are bloody good, even in the wet. They're not slippery or not terribly slippery. You can get in and out without having a 4-wheel drive requirement. Here's a bit of work going on this property here. And you can look back down the hill down there. It is pretty spectacular. And this area, a lot of it has been dumped. This is where I've sort of been getting dirt from. So you can see we've got all sorts of different accommodations, from tents to caravans to, tiny homes with removable decks. And it's a very, very, very livable, functional area. And a lot of solar, obviously, going in here too for the residents. There's another private area off down to our left-hand side. I won't go down there. We're doing some fencing down there today. There's another property getting a bit of shade area put over the top of their, container and outdoor area. And we continue on down through the property here. I love this little bit of road, although it's a bastard to get the truck up because it's very loose dirt, very loose gravel. And the old girl, she doesn't like going up it for some reason. Some great property here if you like mountain biking. And in fact, over at the other property, the mountain biking potential there is truly staggering. So here's a little bit of a look at what we're calling Picnic Point. But first of all, I'm going to show you the beast. Here is the beast. We've been working down here mulching in the last few days. And this is a communal area down here. So I just wanted to come down and give you a bit of a look. It's the kind of place where you can come and have a Friday night beer, or an any night beer as it can turn out to be around here. And get around with friends, get a nice fire. Quite a fun. This is the little big thing, and this is the reason I think. Just in the bus when I pull up in town. We've sort of done the figures, and I was spending more on Uber and taxi than I would have been putting a tank of fuel in something like this. So We got this at a bargain basement price, and it actually had a A-frame tow bar with it too, so came with all the goodies, which I promptly broke in not a significant accident, but it was an accident all the same. I was the dickhead on the road that day, and I managed to break the knuckle, which holds the, well, if you like, the two A-frame parts of the frame in alignment with your tow bar. So I'm waiting to get a new one of those made, and hopefully we should have it next week. That's the plan. So yeah, there you go. Bit of a glance at the property. Now, let's head up the hill. You'll get a bit of an idea. We will have done the lap, or the loop, so to speak. And this would be lower loop 1, if you like. The property is essentially split into half. That very rough track that I brought you on showed you the one that I told you I took the truck on. That actually bridges both properties. If you don't take that track, you've actually got to go out and go through a couple of gates to get back up to where we started our little journey from today. I particularly like this place. Have you seen that? Did you see that one? That's a 2-story. All right. Can I zoom in on it? That there is a 2-story container with an upstairs, downstairs sort of living arrangement, and it's on wheels. The whole thing can be towed. Absolutely stunning. It's pretty wild to see just the level of creativity that some of these tiny home, relocatable home builders have put into their designs. So this area along here is looking much better than it was the other day, because this is a lot of what we've been cleaning up. And we're just leaving the big stuff essentially, and we'll come back through with an excavator and pick that up at some stage. There is a big chunk up here of wood that we couldn't cut the other day because we had a bit of a chainsaw failure, not mine but somebody else's. And then some people want to have their own wood to cut too, so we're being a bit selective. We'll probably get into all of that, I would say. And there's probably a reasonable chance of a bit of this, but that's bringing us back up to the timber yard. This pile here will have to go through the mulcher, or, well, some of it will be firewood. And yeah, there you have it. So get up the top of the hill here. Oh, that's what I didn't point out to you. So, I don't know if you can see him on the hill over there. So, that's Lincoln with the water trucks. Now, that whole hill has been planted. It's an orchard. And all this down here, move this back out again, all of that area there that you can see that's been cleared is also going to be orchard. And there was another orchard planted yesterday in an area that we didn't drive past, otherwise I would have shown you. All in all, eventually there'll be 5 or 6 different orchards here, providing all sorts of fruits. There'll also be veggies and associated other foodie type items. It's all about sustainable living out here, and it's a wonderful, wonderful community. So if you are interested, email me, carl@vophq.com. There aren't many sites left, and I haven't shown you the whole property. It would just take too long, and I've got to keep some privacy around certain people. So you haven't seen the whole lot of it. Trust me, there is more. And if this one didn't appeal to you, there is the other property as well, which might be worth having a look at too, if you're interested in spending a bit more money. I mean, it's probably $400,000. I think that house and land packages are for the newer property, but some of those tiny homes are spectacular. Container homes, just spectacular. And there is quite a large business side to that area too, a retreat, a formal retreat, and there has been a lot of business interest in that. So if that's the kind of thing you're into, then maybe you can live here amongst the sticks with us and go and work over amongst the domes with them. That'd work. So I hope you've enjoyed a bit of a cruise around the property today. I've decided I had a bit of an accident yesterday afternoon. No, it wasn't with a chainsaw. I actually fell over and, twisted my right ankle. And rather than going over on my right ankle and breaking it, I overcorrected and went down on my left hip. And my left hip hated me, still hates me in a bit of a way. So today I am covered in X39 patches. When I say covered, I'm wearing two of them. I put one on last night before I went to bed. Woke up, slept like a baby last night. Didn't have any pain in the hip. Normally I sleep on my left-hand side, like on my left hip, and no problems last night at all. Even getting out of bed this morning, I was okay. It didn't like me when I was trying to step up into the bus using my left leg first. Didn't like taking all that weight, which I was a bit affronted by because, let's face it, I apparently have lost a bit of weight. So I don't know what the hip's complaining about, but anyway, we shall see what next week brings us. I hope your Sunday is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And, who said that? Hang on, I can barely read this, it's all so small. Linda, thank you very much. Pink suits me. Well, it's sort of pink and black, it sort of fades. Thank you. I appreciate that. Never been told I look good in too, well, I'll be honest, I haven't been told I look good in too much, if I'm honest. But there you go. It is a very peaceful place, Gisela. Very, very peaceful. And the bird life around here, I've never been much into birds, watching birds, photographing birds, anything like that. But now that I've got this camera that will allow me to basically sit on the bird to take its photo, I might have a look. We have some beautiful birds of prey that get out around here. Falcons and eagles, including at least one big wedge-tailed eagle. And I hope to be able to get some photos of him or her at some stage in the not too distant future. But being the free animals that they are, they'll go where the hell they like, when the hell they like, and that'll be about as good as it gets. So, Mackie, you haven't heard back from anyone in a week. You've offered to come and help. Oh, Macca, right. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I have all of everybody who has emailed me and said they're keen to come and help. I have you all in a folder. What we don't want to do is get you here and find that we don't have enough work for you, or that it's just a bit discombobulated. So this week, the goal is to nail all that down. And Macca, if you are available, great. Thank you very much for your offer. If you're not, then okay, we miss out. That's just how it is. But trust me, I haven't begun to show you how much work there is here to do when it comes to cleaning up the piles around the joint. There are 136 acres here, and I would say there's probably 2 piles per acre. And when I say piles, let's talk tonnage. I would say there is at least 3 ton of wood in just about every one of those piles. Some of it is easy enough to be picked up and thrown in straight away. Some of it has to be cut up. So what we want to do is make sure that everything's cut up essentially before we start getting people out here, because I don't want people sitting around waiting and getting bored and saying, well coordinated, Carl, you did a great job of that. So yeah, my apologies, but yeah. What we've done so far, we've done with myself and 2 other guys. So we've done pretty well so far, I think. And we haven't been working like full days. We're trying to start as early as possible because it's a bit cooler, and staying out of the middle of the day if we can avoid it, or at least be under the shade when we do it. But for the next, I would say, 3 days, we have about 20 tonne of wood ready to go. Some that'll just be chopped into firewood size, and the rest of it will just be mulched. So if you do need mulch anywhere in southeast Queensland, you're prepared to travel, I do know a place. You might be able to get it at a really bargain basement price or a small donation. Let us know. Carl@vofhq.com if you want mulch. Pete, nice to have you on board, mate. A bit windy in Pinaroo. It's not windy here. Absolute stunning day today here. And Pete, I've been looking at a group of low-cost 7s that were in Canunga about an hour ago. pulled up for having lunch. There was a caterer amongst them and a Bikram as well. Yeah, be still my heart. Pretty bad, isn't it? There's a lot of beautiful ladies walking around Canungra today too, but I was really only interested in the cars. How sad. Silent midday movie. Oh, is this all silent? Fuck, why is it all silent? That's annoying. All right. I don't know why that is. Oh, I do know why that is. Hang on. I wonder whether or not the sound comes on now. Does it? The friggin' Bluetooth. It should have been working from the car. G'day, Harm. How you doing, mate? Geez, I've been speaking much wisdom, and you haven't heard a word of it. It's very distressing. I've answered all your questions, so you'll have to go back and watch this when it uploads. Get all the answers to your questions. Bloody hell! I've got to remember to get my better glasses on because it's really hard to read this chat while I'm on the phone. It's just very, very small. At any rate, that's a bit of a look. I hope you've enjoyed a drive around the community, at least most of it. And who knows, I might take you over to the other property at some stage this week if I get off this one and give you a bit of a look at Fernie Haven as well. It is truly a beautiful bit of land. And some of the intent behind those purchasing over there for what is going to be created, I think will be a magical community. A bit like this one. This is a great community too. And we've got, I think, 2 new people moving in this week. Well, in fact, one of those containers was only recently delivered, so it may not be this week, but certainly in coming weeks. And certainly one coming in this week that I'm aware of then for sure. So not too many spots left here, but if you are interested in coming and joining the community here, then Cass, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me, carl@vofhq.com, and I will make sure she gets it. Have yourself a good Sunday, folks, and be safe on the roads. This dickhead won't be on them.